I can't see anything. Watch stream. Right. And here we are, JPML Select English commentary from Garthe, Nelson, and Jenn.
Yep.
We got, yep. We were just discussing how pollen is killing us, maybe killing Jenn more than me at the moment. It's been a rough year of pollen.
I always like go to the doctor right before, like 2 days before I need the meds, and I forget to ask
Uh,
for it.
yeah,
I
I
think I
always
have
get the
some from
shot. Yeah,
last year, but ugh.
I thought I was escaping it by going to America kind of at the right moment, but oh no! As soon as I got back, attack of the pollen. So yeah, it's been tough for allergies. But here we have the second half of the final table
We have like,
for.
so we have the, hi babe, welcome. We have the, actually we have the third, fourth. We don't have the final
Third and fourth.
game because they are not getting them to me. Been
There were
asking
5
for
games,
weeks. No, there are four, and we watched second game last week, and we're
right?
watching the third game this week.
Oh, okay. We're only gonna do
I still don't have the fourth
the.
game.
We're gonna do the first half of the last half
Yes.
of the final this week. All right, we're spreading it out. Really making everybody come back as much as possible. All right, so just one game today. We had an exciting finish. We got 2 players kind of close to each other, and 2 players that have a lot of catching up to do.
I've been asking for the final game for like a couple weeks now, and I just
Wow.
they're just not getting them to me. But you know what? We have a lot of live broadcasts this month.
Oh,
First one
that's a
is
bunch
on
of that coming up.
yeah, so on Sunday we have the first half of the Grand Prix final table, which is 4 games. It's an 8-game final table. So on the
Who's
fifth,
in that, by the way?
we have, hold on, it's actually already up. I already even have it on the stream descriptions and everything. Like
Holy
totally
moly.
totally on the ball for the things that I can be on the ball for.
Nailing it.
So it's already in there. The broadcast is already scheduled. And let me see who's on the final table. It's pretty stacked with people that we like. We have Takashi Furuhashi, Hisato Sasaki, Shintaro Kono, and Taiyo Hamano. Hamano is the rookie-ish player on there.
Wow.
But
That is a pretty stacked table.
yeah, it's gonna be a really fun final table with people that we love, and then so that's happening. All the broadcasts are already scheduled in there as well. That's on Sunday at 2 p.m. I don't know if we'll be able to pry Garth away from his commitments, but
Yes, if I don't have to do baseball practice, I guess I can do it.
or you can hop in after baseball practice or whatever. But also on the 26th, we have the Wakajishi, the U29 men's tournament at 2 p.m. And on the 27th is the U29 women's tournament, both
And
at
this is
2
all
p.m.
live stuff, right? Not like what we're
We'll
doing
be
today,
on,
but
we'll be on a 5-minute delay.
practically live.
So the first games of all of those will be free, and then we'll switch to the behind the paywall whenever they make us. Sometimes they show 2 games for free. Sometimes they show 1 game for free. Sometimes they show a game and a hand for free. And so whatever.
Game in one hand.
I don't know what their formula is, but whatever it is, we will follow that. So you can watch some for free. Otherwise, you got to be a JPML super fan and subscribe. So not subscribe, become a member. Subscription is free, membership is paid.
Thanks to all those members who have signed up already. Woo! Make our days. And all right.
Yeah, so sorry. I'll be like going mute to blow my nose from time to time. Man, the pollen is killing me. The cedar, it's cedar still, I think, and then it's gonna switch to the cypress pretty soon.
Oh, I don't think the cypress does me in. It's just the cedar for me.
Cedar is still like, so KY said that like if there's 100 units per whatever, 100 pollens per unit, or whatever, I don't know, whatever their calculation is. When there's
Parts
a
per million
hundred,
or something.
yeah, when there's 100, it's like really bad for people who it's bad for. And it was like 4,000 a couple weeks ago.
Was that? Yeah, I think that was the day after I got back. Like,
Yeah.
everybody was talking about it. Like it was that bad. Whew. All right.
Before we
Uh,
started, I thought we should also mention today is March 11th.
oh yes, anniversary of the earthquake.
Yeah.
15 years ago? Was that 15 years ago?
15 years ago, yeah. March 11th of
15 years ago today,
2011. It's
a couple hours from now, I was playing Mahjong in Ochanomizu.
yeah, it wasn't even yeah, it was definitely just a couple hours from now. I was walking Luna at the park and I had to like squat because it was hard to stand up.
It was it was that was surprising, yeah.
It was
And then, like, even after all of the training that everybody must have had in this country, what does everybody do the moment the earthquake happens? Is we all run outside and we're standing in the middle of Ochanomizu, which has a lot of big buildings, which could, if things were falling over, we would have been just standing there to get fallen on. Like,
um,
after we did that, I was like, wait, what are we doing? Did nobody actually have the training to know what we're supposed to do in this situation?
well, you're supposed to go outside. That's your training.
Well, but I mean, I think you're not supposed to go
Oh, you're
outside. I
supposed to
mean,
go
if you
to
can get,
Hinanjo?
well,
Ah,
if you can get to an open space outside, then that's good. But I
yeah.
mean, we were standing on the street in between buildings, which could, if they're falling over, they're going to fall on us. Like if you can't get to a big open space, then I think the idea was you're supposed to hide under something that's going to be a little bit of support when something collapses.
But not in a
But like,
big building either, so probably
yeah,
outside is still better than inside of a big building that can
yeah. I mean, you're just standing
collapse.
in the middle of
Yeah.
the street. It's like,
You're supposed to
um,
go probably to a Hinanjo,
yeah.
which for me, there's really like, there's two that we can just like walk to. So from my house, it's great, but
I don't think it.
lots
I think
of
everybody wanted.
people were not
Yeah,
able to make it to Hinanjo, and
I
it's
think
really,
everybody in
really
our
sad.
think everybody in our situation just wanted to get back to their games.
Yeah, that's true. That is, I mean, the normal protocol when you're playing Mahjong is just to wait for the shaking to stop and then start the game
Yeah.
again. But like you might turn your hand down while the shaking's happening, but this was a real earthquake, not a little
Extra
tremor.
shaking. No.
And lots of people lost their lives that day. It's really, really sad.
Yes, it was a pretty gnarly day.
And the cell phones weren't working either. You couldn't call people. I think
Not
only
immediately.
AU was working. All the other cell
Huh.
phone companies stopped working. Um,
Thing hadn't remembered that.
yeah, I had to call people because I was home by myself and I had just gotten word that I had to go into the hospital the next day. I was pregnant with my first kid at that time, and they were like, "You gotta, sorry, we want you to come into the hospital to stay tomorrow, for
Well,
monitoring or testing or whatever." That was to get my lupus diagnosis.
uh,
They didn't know that at the time, but it was to diagnose something. Um, and I couldn't call anyone to tell them. I had to go to the hospital the next day. So I had to find like landlines. I had to like call and ask people for landlines of other people.
oh yeah,
Yep. So
payphones still existed in those days.
they still exist in Japan, actually. I think it's like
Where?
there's like, I can walk to like three of them from my house.
Wow.
I noticed
If I
that the
had
other
to
day.
find a payphone, I'm not sure where. It's remembering victims of the earthquake 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was, and thereafter there was I mean, it was mostly the tsunami. That was the really bad part. But worse, even worse than the shaking was the tsunami caused by the
Hmm.
shaking. Okay. Okay.
and nuclear power. And Kochi. Let's go straight for Yakuman. Can see the scores. We got a relatively close game between Yoshino and Nishikawa. Mizuno and Nagashima are
Nakajima.
also very close together, but that's a battle for last place. First dealer of this game will be Yoshino, coming off a strong finish in the previous game.
So Nakashima is like an older reading. There used to be Nakashimas, but now it's pretty much only Nakajima.
Uh,
But a lot of people, some people who like immigrated before that change was made in Japan still use Nakashima outside of Japan, I think is there might be some Nakashimas within Japan, but I think most changed it to Nakajima. But you'll see, so you might see more actually outside of Japan, was my understanding from the Nakashima who is in my class.
right.
I always find it incredible
That's
hearing the
fascinating.
stories people tell from those types of events. Yeah, you should listen to people who have much more moving stories. That it's like some of the stories
Yeah.
are really just so sad I can't even talk about. Like, even though I wasn't part of it, like just talking about it is really, really, really emotional. Um, there were some really sad situations where people maybe could have been saved, but uh, the the leaders that were with them made bad decisions, and a lot of children died from that and stuff. I just can't talk about it more than that because I will start crying. But there are, yeah, yeah, it's really um, we need to remember those people.
So while we've been remembering, Nakajima does have a hand to get some points here. He's got 2 Dora and is 1 away from ready. Can he get to ready? He can. He's going to reach. So reach and not Pinfu, because of course the Dora is a value tile. But 2 Dora does add value to the hand. Sumo will be Mangan and a nice start.
A reminder that these are A rules, and also hi tips. I'm sorry
Hey,
we don't have the
Tips.
final table tips. I tried. I really tried. I'll
By
try
the way,
harder.
there's a decision like what do you in that situation? Oh, not Tenpai, he's given up. When you have he draws his winner. So he had a choice there of going for the pair weight, which would of course be much more expensive if he did draw his own, draw the Dora to win. What do you generally do in that situation?
I mean, generally it depends on how many points you actually need, if you have a
Uh,
certain condition or not.
right.
Um, and if you're dealer, so if you're dealer, then an open-ended wait and maybe getting something easier is better,
Taking
especially
the
if you
easy win, yeah.
especially if you want to rely more on self draws than on runs. So generally the open-ended is better in that situation.
He did choose the open-ended weight, and it did work out for him. He drew his own winner and got 2,000, 4,000, or maybe 2,000, 3,900. Yes, it's those rules, 2,000, 3,900.
I mean, if you already have a manga in hand, then generally you want to go for the like. I think sacrificing efficiency to go from Mangan to Hanemon generally isn't the better move for these rules. Maybe for WRC rules because of Ipatsuura, then it can go up to Baimon. It makes sense, but uh, if you can get pretty much a manga in hand with Itsumo already, that's considered the sweet spot. That's what you're aiming for is the mangan. And if you get Hanemon, you're lucky, unless you have like a really good and like sort of easier chance to get it. So
He also is counting up all of those things and not just giving yourself Mangan even after you go to all the work to get Hanemon and then miss score.
did you do that recently?
I have not done it. Well, I don't have evidence of myself doing it recently. If nobody's called my attention to it,
It may have happened, but
well,
you were not
yeah,
aware of it.
people are laughing behind my back. I did have a pretty blah showing in WRC on Monday.
Sea League.
WRC League, yes. It was pretty poor. So Mizuno now gets a chance to try to recoup some points. Kashima completes a triple. He's got a bunch of tiles around the Dorda that can use Dorda if he gets hit. But there are only 2 still available. There's another gut shot. Here is a gut shot. All right, so he's 1 away from ready. He'll accept the possible gut shot and the open-ended weight around the Dora. This adds, or it improves the weight in the Sozu. And Yoshino would like to use those 2 Dora. No, 8 of dots. Another pair, not useful. This improves the weight for Yoshino. And now Nishikawa. Oh, is the 8 going to come out here?
The
Not yet.
conspiracy over Game 4 only deepens as it is MIA for another week. I do have a partial. I have partial Game 4. We could
Oh,
probably watch like some of the East round, but I don't have the whole thing.
here's a difficult decision. So he doesn't need a lot of points, so he won't try to get Mangan. He'll kind of the discussion we were just having. Oh, here's Tempai. And he will reach. No Yaku.
And I think
And actually,
that's when that reach stick comes
oh,
out on the table.
and
That's when
there it
you're
is.
like, okay, that was a good decision because you don't want to be stuck with that single weight in a middle tile against a reach where you have to discard a middle tile to the reach for a better weight or just be stuck with like the random bad middle weight.
Yeah, just some random single tile
And you
weight.
you got the Dora out before the reach stick came out, so before the Dora became even more dangerous. So that's like the good decision. That's when you pat yourself on the back.
Yes.
I
Yoshino
actually do
kind of
that during games. I pat myself
mentally
on the
pat
back.
yourself on the back.
No,
Nice.
I physically pat
You
myself on the
actually
back.
reach back and do it. Nice.
It's not as effective when it's just a mental pat on the back, personally.
Sure, everybody, it's a good chuckle.
I don't know if they notice.
Uh,
Sometimes it's a pat on the head. If it's like a private game, like a set, then I pat myself on the head. But
So this actually puts Yoshino in the lead in the overall standings. And I guess they are showing that in this
hmm?
display.
No.
Isn't that
Oh yes, they are. Yes, the yellow.
yellow
Yes,
numbers at the
yes,
top there?
yellow is showing at the top. That's right. This is the transition where we went from not showing to showing this like this tournament basically.
Yeah,
Because
because
in the first round they didn't show these, but yes,
uh,
we did show them last week.
okay. Yeah, that would be weird if they didn't have them in game 2, but then
Yeah, they had
the
them in
technology
game
came
two.
along in game 3.
They had them in game two, and we mentioned it in game two. So
Oh, okay.
if you're
So Dorna
just
is
joining us
once
for
again.
game three,
Somebody was working feverishly in the control room to get the technology together.
yeah, Yes, the deadline, the technology deadline. We won't have it for game 1 and 2, but 3 we're set. I'm sure that's how it happened.
So Nishikawa looking to recoup some points to get back into the lead. Little value in the hand. And it is his turn as dealer, so ideally, just winning the hand. It's one away from ready now. Is also going to be valuable. Still one away from ready here in Nakajima's hand. It's another pair for Yoshino. Con! Not yet.
Not yet, but I think not ruling it out. The thing is, if the 8
Yeah,
comes, then it's going to
right.
be, yeah, so he
The
wants
8
to,
would be useful
but if something
without
else
con.
comes, like a 4-mon or a Dora, then it would be very much easier to con that. Do the players get to see the yellow scores while they're playing, or do they have to track the information themselves? I think they have to track it. There is a screen display.
Yeah, I think at this time there was still not the screen, but yeah, the seems like now the screen is up there all the time, right?
I'm just not sure if they show it on the screen. I know for, I don't know for final tapos. Something we can check out on Sunday.
Another Dora for Yoshino. He's just thrown the 5 of cracks. Not a huge miss, but it's going to be difficult to win the hand now without throwing Dora. Will he do it? He oh man, he's also thrown the 7 of cracks. This is difficult. He does it. Reach and 1 Dora. Once again, the value tiles are getting in the way of Pinfu. And that's Tenpai for Nishikawa. We have a battle between the leaders. Oh, and there's Tenpai for Nakajima also. Wow, Tenpai is all around. Mizuno would have to throw the Dora indicator, which he will not do. And the correct choice for Nakajima chose that pair weight instead of the gut shot, and it pays off. Ending Nishikawa's turn as dealer, Nakajima becomes dealer.
They're cruising through this game.
Yeah. Nishikawa having a bit of a tough run. Cleaned up in the first game. And as I remember, Yoshino made a really fine play to actually get points from Nishikawa, right?
Yep.
In the last game. So yeah, kind of a tough last hour or so for Nishikawa.
I wonder if he gets flustered. Like, I totally get flustered in that sort of situation. Like, oh my god, I was doing so good, and now I'm not doing so good. I wonder if he's just like, all right, yeah, I'm still easy enough to come back from. That was
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I changed my voice a little bit so you know I was doing a Nishikawa and not
yes.
me.
I heard the method acting was good. Yeah, I certainly have that issue myself. Get out of my head when I should be more calm. Because yeah, getting flustered is generally not going to be helpful, but it is hard to prevent it in some situations, isn't it? So Nakajima, no Dora yet. This does complete a run though, and that makes him one away from ready, I think. We got a bunch of pairs in Yoshino's hand. He doesn't accept that gotcha. Here's another pair for Mizuno. And we start moving towards all pairs, which with one Dora could become a nice big hand if he gets another Dora. Ooh, this improves the weight in the dots, which he will not take because he's thinking about using Dora, I guess. Ow! A triple. Well, all right. It is one away from ready. Can still use Dora. And he will have a possible Yaku with E Peiko. Feel like we're going to go from the Sozu there. Okay, good. So one away from ready for Mizuno. Here is Tenpai. And no Yaku because he threw the 5 of dots. Could have had Pinfu. Oh, another Dora. All right. The 7 pairs is back on. A lot of possibilities, actually. Would really like to use both Dora, of course. So probably the least favorite Tenpai outcome is drawing the 2 of cracks. Ooh, and the Tsumogiri Reach. And Mizuno with a hand that really has a lot of possibilities for points. And instead he throws in, perhaps thinking that Tsumogiri was an indication of weakness, which it sort of was because the weight wasn't very good. But it does happen to be the very thing Nishikawa was, or Nakajima was waiting for.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, you can assume that it's weakness or poor weight, but the thing about poor weights is they're much harder to read than good weights.
Exactly.
So it only helps you so much.
Yeah, it's really just, it becomes a decision of, well, all right, if I hit it, then that's just bad luck, but I'm going to go for it.
It's
And he
much
did
more
have a hand.
effective
Yeah.
to if you can read if the hand is expensive or not. That's much more effective because then you're like, if I deal in, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Just reading whether the weight is good or poor. The only thing it does is if you can read that it's a pretty good weight, then you know that the suji are generally going to be safe. But reading that something is a poor weight isn't that helpful in a lot of cases. Hi, Alec. Welcome, welcome. We're happy you're here.
Certainly another factor for his consideration was the fact that he had 2 Dora in his hand. That's going to be 2 Dora that obviously Nakajima doesn't have, and it's a lot of value in his hand to encourage him to push.
And that's going to be your tipping point. Whether you're going to go for it or not is generally going to be based more on your own score than whether the opponent has a good weight or not.
So Nishikawa has 2 Dora, some large value possibilities for him to regain some ground here. And Mizuno, I believe, also has 2 Dora.
Can I just say real quick?
Yes.
We didn't have any mic issues this stream.
Oh my gosh, you're getting really good at this.
I noticed everything. It only took me 6 months to have a stream without any mic or sound issues. There's no background noise or I think we've been doing this for maybe longer than we've been doing almost a year.
All right. We are learning. Well, one of us is learning. One of us is probably still pretty helpless if Jenn is not here. One away from ready for That was Mizuno, but he chooses not to take Ishanten. No, that was okay, no, it was Nakajima. Looking for a better weight, or perhaps the full straight in the dots. A non-useful 8 of cracks. Interesting play by Nakajima. What? Yeah.
He's sitting there with that safe tile. Nakajima. The green dragon is going to be his safe tile for like a reach or something.
Oh. No pair at the moment. Can he get to a nice tempai? That's tempai, and he will wait quietly, hoping that somebody just discards the Dora. Little does he know that the other 2 Dora are paired in a hand and are about as unlikely to come out as anything ever is. Least likely to come out. All right, that does add some Suji possibilities for the 5 of dots that he's waiting for, which is really the only thing that could possibly come out, and both of them are already in other people's hands. It's going to require a bit of them running out of safe tiles. I've seen the future, and I think it is a draw. Well, that's Tenpai. He'll take it, and he does have a Yaku. Draws the 7 of bamboos, which does give him Pinfu.
I think. Yeah, I mean, Nishikawa must assume that it's a pair in someone else's hand. There's no way he's expecting it to come out. He's not expecting the Dora to come out, so he's really banking on that 5 pin, and that 7 coming was, I think, would be the thing that would make him decide to reach on the 8 because fewer chances to switch to open-ended. You have to think like before that, if he had gotten an open-ended with that 5 dot, then he would have switched to that weight instead.
Hmm. There was a small possibility that Nakajima and
Yoshino will
Nishikawa will
get
draw.
Yoshino.
Oh,
Yoshi.
Yoshino. Yeah, Yoshino draws his winner. Just a cheap one, but crucially does end Nakajima's turn as dealer and brings it to Yoshino.
And huge, like, ending Nishikawa's reach as well. Nishikawa is a player who can come back and take the first place away from Yoshino.
Closest at the moment. Nakajima, with a nice start this game, would have liked to add a few more points during his turn as dealer, but you'll have to do that later. Yoshino with a nice finish there to add to his lead. Waits quietly and gets the points. Horking another reach stick from Nishikawa. So Dora is the 2 of cracks. Not a lot of value in everybody's hands so far. Could use Dora here if we got it. There's some 4 pairs, and yet I think the most likely hand is actually Tanyao Pinfu. A lot of pairs here also for Nakajima. There's a gut shot, but he will not take it. This improves a weight, or this adds a nice weight to the bamboos, and this completes a run in the bamboos. 2 away from ready for Nishikawa. Yoshino is only 1 away from ready with the 7 pairs, but I still feel like he'd much rather get to Pinfu Tanyo and maybe Ipeiko. Although he didn't accept the 5 of dots, which would have been moving towards Tanyo. So, I don't know, maybe he's definitely thinking more of the 7 pairs hand. Oh. Suunko.
He's
Currently only...
the only player who doesn't really need to go for Suanko. If it were, I mean, if it were Nakajima, maybe we'd see it. For Mizuno.
So yeah, he takes the larger possible weight, but doesn't secure a Yaku. So a gut shot here for Nishikawa. He does accept it, but it's going to be difficult. Yoshino gets rid of the possibly dangerous 8 of cracks. 1 away from ready for Yoshino. I think if he does get to ready, whatever the weight is, he's going to reach. Mizuno thinking perhaps not the hand to push with. There's a Dora for Nakajima. 8 cracks. Oh. Will we see Suunko regret? Oh, another pair for Nishikawa. And what to do here? That is 1 away from ready.
Normally you just go with the Dora, but not in this case. In this case, if you have the Dora, then that's your express ticket to a Hanemon hand. When you have all pairs.
There are still 2 of them out there. Nope, that's not it. It's one of them. I think this will slow down Nakajima. Getting towards the end of the hand, and oh, was that a 6? Was that a 6 of cracks for Yoshino? That would have given him son, uncle?
Is that the regret that we're...
Oh, more regret. That could have been another pair for Nishikawa. That does look like a 6 there, doesn't it?
It was a 6, yeah.
Ouch. Also, of course, not Tenpai. Yoshino does take Tenpai here. No Yaku, so he's just trying to extend his turn as dealer. Perhaps convince some players to give up.
My Suanko regret usually comes from pursuing it when I shouldn't have, not the other way around. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're talking about the opposite. I don't know if I've ever regretted going for it and not making it. I've definitely tried to make other people feel bad about not letting me win on it.
All right, so he keeps dancing around the successful tempai. He'll move back towards, oh, another 8 of cracks. Ouch. Moving back towards Tanyao now. Can you get to tempai before the end? Not quite here.
The thing about
10 pawn.
Suanko is if you don't get the Suanko, then you usually can still end up with a nice Toi Toi or something, so I feel like there's not too much regret. Kokshi, you can end up regretting it a little bit more, I feel like. Because sometimes you start out with the worst hand, but then you get really good draws that you weren't expecting. You could have had a really good hand without the Kokshi, but Suanko, I feel like you're generally like still keeping a pretty good hand shape while you're going for it.
And yeah, even if you don't get the Yakuban, it's still, at the very least, Mangan, if somebody throws into you. So Yoshino does get to the end of the hand with Kish. Is that Kishki Tenpai? The view of Tenpai? No Yaku, but
Tenpai shape.
it was a winning hand if somebody threw it on the last draw. Or actually, he did have the last draw. He could have drawn his winner. And once again, oh no, that's one pair and one triple. Nora is Hatsu, and at the moment, nobody has any.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
That's
It's gonna
there's a
come
Dora.
in and ruin somebody's hand.
Yeah. A possible full straight there for Nishikawa. Nishikawa's hand, or you might be also thinking about a half flush. Half flush and the full straight could be a very nice hand. Oh, this puts a pair, so instantly not thinking about that anymore. So he's probably hoping for Pinfu and a full straight, and maybe reach for a Mangan to get himself back in the running. Started the game with a small lead, and now has allowed Yoshino to really extend his lead. There's a pair of Souths for Mizuno, who is in the South seat in this South round. Completes a run, and he's got one Dora. Possible excitement for Mizuno, who really needs some points. Yoshino with that Dora just sitting there kind of in the way, like Jen said, drawing that dream.
That is exactly what honor tile Doras are good for, ruining people's hands. Unless you start with 3, I feel like they're just a pain in the butt.
Disappointment. Mizuno just can't quite get a useful draw. Nishikawa can't complete that full straight or get the other tile he needs for an open-ended weight. Oh, and there's another Dora. There's a Dora for Mizuno. All right, this hand is now valuable.
All right, yes. Now it's unruined. De-ruined?
Oh, and that's sorry, that was not the Dora. That was just a north. So Mizuno now saying we're getting late in the hand. I've got to start pushing if I want to get to Tempai. There's a lot of value there, and we only have so one other Dora is out. But I don't see any of the souths in any hands, so the souths are all available for drawing. Oof, there's Tempai, but Mizuno will not, Yoshino will not take it, correctly surmising that the Dora is desired. And there's the other Dora. So Mizuno really only has the south to draw at this point.
But it is double
That,
south for him.
right.
So
But
it's worth the
so that,
same.
yeah. But the south, one of the souths has gone to Yoshino, who I think is committed to giving up this hand. I don't think he would decide to push unless he drew another Dora, which we know is now in Nakajima's hand. Not Nakajima. Ishikawa's hand, who I think is also just going to be giving up. So it's the last south.
It's a tragedy. It did ruin his hand in the end.
It's still possible. There is one south out there. Right? It's not in the discards already, right?
None in the discards.
Can Mizuno get that last south for major points and a chance at, oh, interesting. Nishikawa sort of indicating, hey, look, don't forget about my attack here, except that I don't think he's really seriously attacking. Does that send the south? Nope.
I think that's his strategy. He's never serious, and then when it happens, you're like, what?
Yeah. So he could take Tempai here, but that would be throwing Dora. Obviously, he's not going to do that. The 3 of dots has just come out, so it's definitely safe. Maybe he's thinking about the 8. Okay, so he's still thinking about maybe getting to Tempai. Oh, nope. Oh, sorry, that was the 6 of dots that came out, so the 3 of dots would have been probably safe. As Suji, Ishikawa is still contemplating a grab at Tempai. Oh no, there's no more draws. So Mizuno does get to the end with a ready hand. Get some punishment sticks. And it will be his turn as dealer.
Punishment 6 does not sound like PC. Sounds like something you had to go like look for when you got in trouble.
That term was just coined and maybe immediately retired. It is a pretty literal translation of the
I think penalty sticks
Japanese.
would be a bit better, a bit more.
Penalty, yeah, it's penalty. That's more of a literal translation, isn't
Like punishment sticks sounds like. Didn't you like? I don't think you ever had to do this, but I hear people who you had to go find your own switch in the woods. That's what it sounds like to
it?
me.
It does have that ring to it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Impossible Sanchoku. Just noticing Nishikawa's hand. Sanchoku. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And a possible flush for Yoshino. How hard is he thinking about that flush? I think Nishikawa, if he gets to ready, is going to reach with that possible Sanchoku. I wonder if he cheese to get to his turn as dealer, or does he want to make this hand max value? Yoshino could be thinking of the, oh man, there's almost all of the 2s of bamboos over here, meaning it's going to be difficult for Nishikawa to get to his Sanchoku. That triple of twos is really in the way. Dorda is, once again, screwing up somebody's life. Mizuno with that Dorda just kind of stopping him. There's a 5, which could be useful for getting the 2 to come out later. There is still one more 2 to be drawn.
I like said, I like how new players always go for Swanko and somehow end up getting it. Well, I'm not sure Garth and I ever advanced past that stage in our
Yeah.
in our
Yes.
development.
Oh, well, this is making it even harder for the 2 to come out anymore. So Yoshino gets to Tenpai quietly.
Gets the 1.
And we are once again just progressing along very quickly through this south round. Mizuno with a couple shots at points that just can't get him to pay off. And Nishikawa will get his final turn as dealer and a chance to somehow perhaps regain the lead. He's currently in last place for this game. Still second place overall, but a lot of ground to make up. Here's 2 Souths for the South seat in this South round. Once again, a double South possibility. Man, certainly no value at the moment in Nishikawa's hand. Yoshino has a pretty good start to a hand. Certainly in the lead for getting to a winning hand first. Not a lot of value, but there is, that completes a run. Lots of value in him just getting to a winning hand here. He's overtaken. Oh, wow. He overtook Nakajima with that win. That's really helping his lead.
Nishikawa is in really, really tough spot in this game.
Yeah, he's had some bad luck, and now he finally gets his turn as dealer, and it's not a lot of value here. There's a Dorda. All right, some possible value coming in.
He's really just got to win anything and keep that dealership going.
Yeah, I think he's just hoping to get to Tempai that he can reach. Oh, there's the other south. So not likely that Nakajima is going to get that double south. Both players hoping that it comes out somewhere and they can pull him. Yoshino still not quite. The hand has slowed down. No pair in the hand yet. Decided. Nishikawa can't get a useful draw. One away from ready, and no pair. But the 4 of dots could become a pair. Except out now we see a lot of 1 dots out. Oh, this completes a run that from oh, and he's thinking about a half flush. It's going to be difficult with the 2 souths over here, and that's Tempai. Yoshino does get to Tempai, waiting. It's Pingfu. What was the other thing he was waiting for? I think it was 3-6 of bamboos. It's in. Oh no, it was a 6-9. 6-9 of bamboos does come out, and Yoshino just quietly pushing everybody out of the way. Has
That
snuck into
was
first place.
quietly a small win, but that was huge because Nishikawa's last dealership. If Nishikawa ends up in last place in this game. That makes Yoshino's work in the last game so much easier.
Has a pretty substantial lead here. Nishikawa would like to do something to at least get back into third place. Even bigger disaster, of course, would be Mizuno getting above 30,000 and Nishikawa being the only player with a negative score, and Kokushi. Yeah. Kokushi for Nishikawa. Let's see it. To instantly be back in the thick of it. Mizuno without very much to work with. That's not a Kokushi tile, but I think he's still thinking about it. Nakajima could have some time to put a hand together here, since it doesn't seem like anybody else has much to work with.
I can't believe we're already on the last hand.
Yeah, they have really blown through this game.
I know, I've contributed like 0 to this commentary.
Yes, you've got lots of sneezing. So that, I guess Nakajima is, or not, Nishikawa is no longer thinking about Kokushi.
Oh, also Vape says hello to Scooby.
Oh,
Scooby was
who's
saying
Scooby?
hello a few minutes ago.
You got a hello, buddy. He is right here next to me. He's perched himself. So interesting. Nishikawa decides not to go for Kokushi anymore. Maybe thinking, oh, he has 2 Dorda, I think, right? One wants to use both of those Dorda with an outside hand. If he could win it, especially if he drew it, well, he only has 1 Dorda so far. Hatsu outside hand and 2 Dorda would be Mangan. And if he drew it, it would put him above Mizuno. Another south for Mizuno. And he will think about pairs, perhaps? There's another pair for Nishikawa. The hand is still closed. If he could get to the open, or the closed hand with an outside hand, that is still possibly at 3 Yaku. If he reaches, it's Mangan. Still 2 away from ready for Nishikawa, with a possible monster. Mizuno not getting any. Oh, there's another Dora. All right, we have a dream. We can see a dream. Nishikawa with a path to third place, and let's see. Reach outside hand. Dora Dora. No path to 30,000, but still. Oh, another pair. That's not what we were looking for.
When you get in
Why
that situation where you can't get to 30,000, the next choice is to try and get ahead of the second place player or the third place player. And if you
Right.
still can't do that, then you have to try and sabotage them getting to 30,000.
Yes. And at this point, points are going to be useful. Oh, no. No. Oh, disappointment. Oh, that is a tough, tough break for Nishikawa. Could have been Tempai there. So both he's got 2 value tiles there, that the east, not the east, the north and uh, is it Hatsu? Green Dragon?
Yep.
He can pawn anything to get to Tempai, but They're certainly not going to be coming out from Yoshino. And I think Mizuno is probably also giving up.
So he's counting on a Nakajima continuance to try and get a better. And that's your last resort, is you hope for the dealer to continue. And it works out. There are many times when it actually does work out in your favor then.
Nishikawa in a tough spot. If he does get to Tenpai, he's going to end up throwing. Oh, yeah, that's not coming out. If he does get to Tenpai, he's going to end up throwing into Nakajima. Not a lot of other 5/8s out there. Oh, can he change the weight here? Does he find it? Pro from Hatsu. All right. So now there are even fewer winning tiles for Nakajima. He is dealer though, so he will get to continue here. Ishikawa hoping for a Tenpai miracle. There's the last 8 of bamboos. Is there one more 5 of bamboos? Not for Nakajima. So the hand ends with Nakajima as the only player Tenpai. That does give him the lead for the game again. 4,000 point swing. Well, 3,000 point swing because the reach stick is out there.
And it's really good for Nishikawa.
Yes, it pushes Mizuno a little bit further from 30,000, makes it a little bit more difficult for him to get above 30,000 and make Nishikawa the only minus player.
Well, it gives Nishikawa another chance as well to get something, a meaningful hand.
And also the reach stick makes it a little bit easier for him to get ahead of Mizuno now. Mangan is enough. He doesn't even have to draw it. Mangan from anywhere will get Nishikawa above Mizuno. And Nakajima has retaken the lead for this game. It's a 8-point swing in each direction for Nakajima and Yoshino. There's another pair for Mizuno that was not really necessary since he's already got a run there. And once again, a lot of outside tiles. Oh no, these are outside tiles for, was Mizuno with a bunch of outside tiles, huh? Yoshino takes this chance to drop Dora. He's one away from ready, I think. Wow, an interesting hand for Mizuno. Honroto? There's one away from ready for Yoshino. Can he get there before anybody else puts
Not
together a big hand?
Those are 6s and not 9s. Unless
Yeah.
you're thinking he's gonna get rid of the 6s.
Yes.
Actually, like more like a Kokshi might still be. If he gets rid of the 6s, it might be more like he has no honors or edge tiles in his discard. Actually, okay,
Does.
maybe
All right.
now he
But
can
no. Oh,
switch and get rid of the 6s and go for Honroto.
he is one away from ready with all pairs, but no Dora yet, which would be more. Let's see. Sumo, Chitoi, and Beach would get him to 30,000. Yoshino dancing around Tenpai. Oh, that's Dora. He doesn't even. He doesn't need to reach now. He can win quietly here and get above 30,000. Oh, lucky. Oh, disappointment. Oh my God. Oh, what do you do? This is a, I mean, man, this is a possible, like, oh, the white dragon just came out. So I don't think there's any consideration
Just
of,
reach.
yeah.
Just get a few extra points to go into the last game, and
That's
maybe
an
maybe
interesting
get
choice to reach
above
here.
30,000.
The swappy doppy. Yoshino, I think, really probably just looking for a path to safety. Doesn't need points here. Also, if Nishikawa does draw his winner, it's going to put Yoshino back into first place. Nakajima being dealer. Would have been Tenpai for Yoshino, but
I'm not interested in
he
spending
has,
that
yeah,
force, so
he has thrown in the towel. Nishikawa will not be letting go of that east. There's already one on the table, right? So
I
there's
know
only
the
one
other
more
one pin
east.
is already gone, but not being able to use four of the same tile as two pairs in Chitoi always struck me as a little odd. I mean, there are some rules that you can do that. I think in America they call it Kansai Chitoi. When the parlors I played at with that had those rules were either three player, or I think they used it in a Kyushu parlor I went to. None of the Osaka parlors that I played at actually used that rule, so, or none of the Kansai parlors that I played at. But
Yoshino draws the other east. So unless Yoshino or Ishikawa really run out of safe tiles, it's interesting. Yoshino's leaving that east off to the side there as if he might might throw it if he runs out of safe tiles. Nakajima also probably just giving up here. I don't think he's thinking that he needs to get to Tenpai. Oh, he manages to win. I missed that he was Tenpai. All right, so Nakajima will continue as dealer.
or one more
Crucially,
hand.
we get one more hand. Nishikawa gets another chance, but not only does he not get the reach stick that Nakajima put out earlier, but he's also donated a reach stick to Nakajima. So that adds more difficulty to Nishikawa getting back into third place. Nakajima drawing does push Mizuno a little bit further down, making it even more difficult for him to get to 30,000. Oh, sorry. That was
This looks
Mizuno's reach
like
stick. Yeah.
he was hiding those Monzo on the left side, the cracks, and I was thinking it looked kind of flushy, but nope, no flush.
Ishikawa with two souths, which are the Dora.
Gives
So
interesting
yeah,
weight patterns with that rule. You can be weighting up both Chitoi and a regular hand. If you allow for the four tile at Chitoi.
Mizuno also with one Dora. Where will that last Dora go and really get in the way of somebody's hand? Or get in the way of Nishikawa getting two Dora, three Dora. Completes a run for Yoshino. He's one away from ready, I think. That completes a run for Nishikawa. So we have a bit of a race between Nishikawa and Yoshino. That completes another run. One away from ready for Nishikawa. Oh, there goes the other Dora. So Nakajima, boy, unless he gets something really tempting, I don't think we're going to see the Dora come out from him. I don't think we're going to. Well, no, if Mizuno gets the Tenpai, it could come out. Yoshino still one away from ready. Ooh, this adds another pair weight. So Nishikawa one away from ready with possible points. No Tenpai for Nishikawa. This adds an open-ended, it's a really strong 3, 4, 5, 6 shape, but he will aim more for Sanchoku, the 4, 5, 6. Dora could come out if he gets the right temptation. Don't think it's going to come out from Mizuno. Here's another pair, but he's already got the pair. Oh, he'll get rid of that gut shot. Could have been a useful 7 of cracks, but still, you would have to be considering dropping Dora, which I think Nakajima is just not really ready to not ready to do that. Nishikawa perhaps thinking that he might pawn any chance he gets. Still no reason to push for Mizuno. Still no Tenpai for Nishikawa. Not a useful draw for Nakajima. That Dora is looking less and less likely to come out. Yoshino also just cannot quite get to Tenpai. And there's Tenpai. Will we get a reach? No reach. He'll wait quietly, hoping that somebody thinks, oh, maybe I can sneak this Dora out. Don't think it's going to happen. There's Tenpai for Yoshino. He has a Yaku. He doesn't need to reach.
And he will definitely take a win for a second place in this game, I think. At any chance.
There are very few 5-2 dots to be drawn. We have 2 5 dots here. There's one each in Nakajima's hand, I think. And there's one here. And there's 2 here on the table.
I think
So
we're going
there's
to end up
one.
Nakajima without Tenpai. It's kind of hard to see how he might get to Tenpai. This is Tenpai for Mizuno, but can he discard that Dora? If he discards that Dora, that's going to be pawned by Nishikawa.
If he reaches and draws the 4 of cracks, he does get to 30,000. But he will not do it. He'll hope for another Dora. He'll hope for the Dora to pair
Oh, it
up.
would have been rolled by. Sorry, it would have been rolled by Nishikawa, not pawned. God.
Yeah. Nishikawa is waiting sneakily. Oh, and Yoshino draws his winner. I think there's 1, 2 left too, but very few tiles to draw, and he still manages to do it. Gets himself back into first place for the game and really extends that lead.
That was a tough spot for Mizuno. I think. Do you have to go for it? Is there any way he can come back in the last game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Almost feels like just giving up on the whole tournament a little bit.
It does have that feel, doesn't it? But as it turns out, it would have been a lot of points to give up. Turns out to have been the right decision in this case.
It was the right decision, yeah. I guess. I mean, it kept him from losing
last place.
The Mahjong.
But yeah, I wonder if you make that decision all the time, how often do you end up winning the tournament, and how often do you end up just sliding further into last place? Tough spot for everybody, and
Hello, Flying Tiles from San Francisco. Another a fellow YouTube channel. I think teaching American Mahjong on her channel. Cute little illustrations and stuff on the thumbnails as well. Welcome, welcome. Since you're here, can we just introduce ourselves? We're just finishing up the stream right now. This was a restream of the Japan Professional Mahjong League Ranma tournament, which is the age 30 to 49 tournament. We do restreams of old tournaments that only had Japanese commentary in the past, and we add English commentary to it once a week, every Wednesday in Japan at 10 a.m. So that's what, with the daylight savings, it's 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. And then we're going to have also some live streams, probably not at great time zones for the US, but they always have VODs as well. And we will have more shorts as well from like pros in Japan and things like that. But we have a little network here. This is the Japan Professional Mahjong League official English channel. Also, my personal channel, Mahjong Jenn, has some more like educational about how to play strategically in Reach Mahjong. And the World Reach Championship channel has a bunch of English commentary as well. And so we're just this little community of English commentators, and we're very happy that you found us, Flying Tiles. I also followed you back, so thank you.
Huh.
Thank you for... We love bridges between American Mahjong and Reach Mahjong. We have some American Mahjong players that have also added Reach Mahjong to their repertoire. So good luck on your journey, and we're happy to have you here. And hello, Rob, as well. Great push fold, always fun to watch. Yeah, the push folds are so... There's so much nuance. It's really hard, even after 20 years in this game. It's really hard to make decisions on that. All right, Play Like a Pro is also a great show that we have that goes up once a week. I think if you watch Play Like a Pro, you'll get some insight to the Reach Mahjong, like plays and stuff. What good plays are. We have a lot of insight and advice from Japanese pros in our league. So Garthe and I joined the Japan Professional Mahjong League in 2006. So we're in our 20th year. Damn.
2006?
Mm-hmm.
2005?
Nope.
Really?
Yep. It was April 2006.
Huh.
We took the test in 2005. And then it took... we had 6 months of study before they let pros join. They didn't have like you could just start playing League after you passed the test back then. You had to do the 6-month studies. But anywho, there's another Play Like a Pro coming out on Saturday, being reposted. So watch for that. Friday or Saturday, I can't remember which one I did. But it'll go up weekly until we run out of episodes, and then hopefully we'll get some more episodes up. We shall see, since I am now job searching. But...
No.
And we have taxes next week. Did you finish your tax form?
No.
Oh.
Haven't even started. Because the way I used to do it, I can't do it anymore. So now I need help.
Oh. Interesting. I just signed up for a little tax like software thing online, and it does all the forms and everything. You just put in all the receipts and categorize them, and then it will do it all for you.
Wow.
Even with the consumption tax, Mendokusai part, and everything.
That sounds very convenient.
Yep. Recommended. 100% recommend. Okay. So thank you, everybody. We will be back next week with the final table. I will scream and shout until they get me the final table, at least. And but before that, we'll see you on Sunday for the Grand Prix final table, first 4 games. And yeah, you don't want to miss that with Hisato on the table. and Kono on the table, and Furuhashi's gonna try and take it away from both of them. But Kono's kind of on a hot streak. He won last year in the Kojima Taiko Cup, so should be good
Yeah, this
times.
is anybody in this final table has probably won some big stuff recently because this is the tournament for people who have performed well over the last year. It's gonna be people who are on hot streaks.
Yes. All right. Okay. So we'll see you guys then. Bye bye.